Welcome back, my people, and we're going to be discussing right now season 5 of Power. It's a little sad, especially the way the last season ended, but I'm excited about this one because, man, things start to unravel. And thank you if you've been rocking with me for the last 4 reviews leading up to this one. You know exactly what's going on. So after doing 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons, it truly starts getting exciting in this one, where everyone is implicated now. Now everything unraveled. You get to see, and I'm gonna get into some spoiler territory here. So, leading into this episode, Raina passed, as you already know, and she was such a beautiful girl. You know, she was very innovative, man. She had such a soulful voice. You could tell that her future was very promising. And with the stupidity and lack of better words, just the pure fuck up Tariq is, he basically is at fault for his sister's death, his twin. You know, as the seasons progress, you see that the neglective ways that Ghost, maybe purposely, maybe not purposely, because of his own doing, going to jail, falling in love with somebody that was not his wife, having the eye on him, having people trying to murder him, you know, tends to forget that he has a son that needs him. And Tariq took Kanan as a father figure. And Kanan wasn't stupid. Kanan didn't, you know, after murdering his own son, Sean, as you saw in the previous seasons, you thought he was probably gonna do the same to Tariq. And in reality, that was his idea. But he started falling for Tariq as a son figure. And with that being said, you can tell he started to teach him how to cook up the drugs. He started teaching him about, you know, how to make sure your next step is the best step, and hooked him up with a girl and got him hooked on lean, and, you know, all this starts to unravel, and he basically becomes Kanan in many ways, very grimy. You get to see his mentality starts to change in such different ways. You know, he's very Ghost-like, but very Kane-like as well. There's some instances where you're like, is this Ghost's son? Because of Tasha's, you know, funny ways, her infidelity also. Did she ever fuck Kanan? You start to question yourself. And it's never said, but you could tell that in this season, the relationship between father and son are stripped apart in a lot of ways. You know, Ghost in this one, he forms dangerous alliances with his brother-in-arms at the moment, right? Tommy and Kanan, who he tried killing. And at one point, they thought he was dead in the fire. But no, they come, you know, especially for the death of Raina. And you see in these episodes, everybody starts to change. Tariq starts to get more focus. Tommy starts to get a little more focused in different ways. His relationship with Tariq also changes. That dynamic, no more Godfather. You'll see as you go along. And also, Ghost, I think, is the main one in this season. His views start to change. He uses his daughter's death as a way to kind of align himself with this political figure now. You know, it's crazy how he made it out. Drug dealing, took the money, laundered it, invested it, had these clubs. Now from club owner to politics, which is like a major step. And also in this season, there's so many directions that every character is going. Angela is being implicated in a murder. Tasha basically goes to her best friend Lakeisha and enlists her help to protect Tariq. And all this is going on while they're still trying to take down Ghost, while trying to end Angela's career. Councilman Tate is introduced in this. Tate Diggs, who plays a phenomenal role, basically exploits Raina's death. Dre maintains order within his organization, but his shady ways, little by little, come back to haunt them. And this season you have Ghost and Tasha, who they butt heads on how to grieve their daughter, you know? It gets really crazy. You know, I love it because tensions run high, and Jason returns in this season. And a lot of things from the previous previews that we didn't really get to talk about also is there's a season in which Tommy, who grew up fatherless with a nut job mom, gets actually introduced to this mobster named Teresi, who helps Ghost get out of jail subsequently, and turns out to be Tommy's dad. Crazy. And does that make him a changed man? No. Does that build the devil inside him even more? You know, does he become a friend of the family? No. Does him and Ghost's relationship repair? You start to ask yourself, you know, all this chaos, when is it going to be over? And eventually when the RICO case comes crashing down, you know, Angela breaks ranks to form her own A-team with surprising allies. You know, the plot twist and plot turns in this season, I think, were so unexpected. And Lakeisha takes a stand of her own, you know, while Ghost, Tommy, Tasha, and Angela race against the clock to prove their innocence with what happens in this season. And this season goes down in the books as a season to be very, very memorable. You know, this season is the one that I feel put Power on the map for people that eventually came over and started binge watching it, and eventually to catch up to the current episodes. Even now with Power, Ghost, you know, this made for exciting television, especially this season. Even though every season ranks top in my my humble opinion, and you definitely got to go check this one out, so we can definitely continue. And I'm gonna continue without spoiling too much, but the next few reviews are gonna be kind of. I'm gonna throw in some spoilers in between because there's certain things you can't talk about without spoiling certain things. So definitely try to catch up before seeing my next review. All right. So the next one, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Deuces.